My name is Dominique Dunnicliffe. I was born in Mission Hills, California, and raised in Murrieta, California. I attended Rail Ranch Elementary School, Thompson Middle School, and Murrieta Valley High School. I graduated from Murrieta Valley and became a nanny for Krista and Jason Giordano. I worked with their 3 children 3 days a week. During 5 years' work experience, I have acquired a number of skills applicable to the job. Patience, basic understanding of child development, active listening, critical thinking, time management, and most importantly, instructing, are all the skills that I learned during this work experience. In fact, I enjoyed it so much I wanted to become a teacher. Soon after I became a nanny, I enrolled in college, and that's when I started planning for my future. Taking action to enroll in Azusa Pacific University's Digital Teaching and Learning program was a difficult process. I graduated with my bachelor's degree in liberal studies from California State University, San Marcos in 2014 and wanted to continue my education, but didn't know where. I started searching different schools and their programs. The more I searched, the more overwhelmed I was. All I wanted was a multiple subject teaching credential in the state of California. After researching, I found that the local district viewed Azusa graduates as respected and well-trained candidates. With that knowledge, Azusa Pacific became my first pick for a teaching credential. I was substitute teaching in the Murrieta Valley Unified School District before I started the program. Once I started the program, I worked 5 days a week and attended classes 2 nights a week in the evening at the APU Murrieta Regional Center. Although this took up all my time, it was worth it. I promised myself that I would fight till the end, no matter how difficult it would be. My efforts and commitment to this goal paid off, and no one can take that away from me. My goals for pursuing my master's degree in digital teaching were to be proficient in teaching strategies that were meaningful and engaging for all students, become familiar in different technologies and programs that can enhance the learning process, understand the fundamentals of technology, stand out to schools and administrators, and to maximize my potential earnings in my career. APU's Digital Teaching and Learning program is filled with hands-on courses that are beneficial to teachers and their success in implementing powerful, engaging, and transformational lesson plans. The courses I've completed were as follows: EDUC 511, Essentials in Digital Teaching and Learning. This course focuses on introducing and developing proficiency with the essential skills necessary for the Masters of Arts in Digital Teaching and Learning. This course was a great introduction to the program. It taught me to use different websites such as Symbaloo and Wordle. It also had me reflect on my educational philosophy and what it means to be a good teacher. EDUC 512, Instructional Applications of Productivity Software, is a class where students take the functional knowledge of productivity software and learn how to implement its use in instruction and projects. This course mainly focused on the hardware of a computer. 2 things I took away from this class was first learning how to create a web quest using Zoonal.com, and second learning about educational iPads. EDUC 514, Digital Video in the Classroom, is where students are exposed to basics in the video project composition. Activities include learning how to build visually effective shots, how to use music to enhance the feel of the presentation, and how to create a movie project that is designed to keep a student's attention in the context of teaching standards-based material. The content in this class was so useful. There was so much technology introduced. Once I learned the different video production techniques, I loved it. I learned how to use iMovie, I did special effects, camera angles, and green screen effects. EDUC 515, Evolving Educational Technologies. This course looks at the evolution of educational technologies in their present and historical contexts. This class was another great class. I learned so much in this one. Adobe Spark Video, Prezi, podcasts, different types of apps, screencasting, and infographics are all new technologies that I will definitely be using in my classroom. EDUC 522, Learning in the 21st Century, is a class working with digital natives and understanding of how they acquire and process information. This course assists educators in bridging the gap between static curriculum and multimodal instruction. This class was great. I learned about Gardner's 8 multiple intelligences. I learned how to implement different technologies to differentiate and meet the needs of today's learners. EDU 526, Capstone Experience in Digital Teaching and Learning. The primary focus of this capstone experience is a research-designed interactive portfolio that showcases my skills and concepts I have learned in the Digital Teaching and Learning program. This course was very nice and very relaxing to end the program. I liked that it was an independent-based class, and I was able to reflect on everything I have done up to this point. I completed an action research project. The research conducted is to have a better understanding of what an English language learner experiences in school, what it is like working one-on-one with a student who is not fluent in English, and how to expedite learning for this particular student. For approximately 6 weeks, I will be working with a single child. For the sake of privacy, we will call him Alex. In this study, I chose Alex, a 4th grade student whose parents are from Laos, a Southeast Asian country. I chose the student to expand my knowledge with English language learners. I will first observe the child in his classroom and then do some informal and formal assessments to see where he flourishes and also struggles. The results indicate that Alex struggled in vocabulary, reading fluency, and comprehension. In order to increase these skills, I will pull him from class and work one-on-one with him for about 35 minutes each session. With the use of 5 SEDI strategies, I will adapt lessons and provide support to help the student succeed. The SEDI strategies will be designed specifically for this student. I will meet with this student 6 different times over a 6-week period of time to improve his academic abilities. In this project, I use different resources to help him understand this student and the various levels of proficiency. I talked to his teacher, I used the Student Oral Language Observation Matrix, the SOLAM matrix, I used his CELT results, and I interviewed him directly. All resources were helpful in determining Alex's progress, experiences, and his struggles in the academic language and content. Talking to his teacher and interviewing him directly were informal assessments that helped me understand him on a personal level, whereas the SOLAM and CELT assessments were formal assessments that gave me facts about his abilities in the language. My goal for this case study is to help this English language learner progress and become English proficient. After spending several weeks with him and working one-on-one, I was able to see him progress in multiple areas. Not only did this research action plan help this student, it also helped me understand the importance of differentiating instruction based on each individual's needs. Basic math and number concepts utilized in a kindergarten classroom set the foundation for learning more advanced math concepts. Early exposure to math and number activities will promote your child's comfort with these skills. Also, additional opportunities to practice these skills will increase your child's confidence when working with math and number concepts and will lead him or her to believe he or she is good at math. Over the next few minutes, I am going to tell you about the math unit I created for a kindergarten class to help children better understand basic numbers. I will be creating a math unit that includes 5 lesson plans. The unit title is Represent, Count, and Write 20 and Beyond. The following is a list of the 5 lesson plans. Lesson 1.1 is Hands-on, Model and Count up to 20. Lesson 1.2 is Count and Write up to 20. Lesson 1.3 is Count and Order to 20. And Lesson 1.4 is Problem Solving, comparing numbers to 20. And Lesson 1.5 is Count to 50s by ones. Students will then use 10 frames and the hundreds chart to expand their experiences representing, counting, and writing numbers to up to 20. The tens frame and counters or manipulatives are useful for showing numbers up to 20. The hundreds chart is useful for counting to 100 by ones and tens. Students will be able to use these tools to support their process and thinking. Throughout this unit, I will be using different materials such as manipulatives, counters, connecting cubes, students' chapter book, math videos, subitizing cards, math worksheets, whiteboards, a children's text relating to the math content, iPads, and an Elmo projector. I will have different strategies to accommodate students with special needs and their English language learners. I will constantly check for understanding by using different methods such as the thumbs up, thumbs down method, whiteboards, observations, and also a math rubric. Howard Gardner developed a theory of multiple intelligences. His theory consists of 8 different intelligences to account for a broader range of potential in both children and adults. Here is a list of the 8 different intelligences: linguistic, logical mathematical, spatial, bodily kinesthetic, musical, interpersonal, intrapersonal, and a naturalist. By the end of this unit, students will know number names and the count sequence. Count to tell the number of objects. Compare numbers to 20. Model and count up to 20 with objects. Represent up to 20 objects with a number name and a written numeral. Count forward to 20 from a given number. Solve problems by using the strategy Make a Model. And know the count sequence when counting to 50 by ones. Here is a list of the Common Core state standards and the technology state standards that will be addressed throughout my unit. This program has impacted me in more ways than one. I have learned so much about technology and its purpose in education. Technology is key to a successful classroom. Through technology, my students and I will access different materials, services, and networks to enhance the learning process. I will use iPads, computers, and interactive whiteboards during instruction time so that students are engaged and focused. I will not allow technology to replace me, but rather support and enrich the learning environment for each of my students. My overall mission is to make students feel comfortable and secure in the classroom so that they can learn to the best of their ability. This program has opened my eyes to resources that most people have never heard of. I will create and use videos, podcasts, infographics, WebQuest, websites, and different educational apps to introduce topics so that my students are engaged. Overall, the Masters of Arts in Digital Teaching and Learning program has served me a great purpose. Although I have a lot to learn, I feel like I have developed a clear understanding of what it takes to teach digitally. I believe that I can enter a classroom and provide my students with the skills needed to not only engage them, but also inspire them. Using the traditional strategies with the digital techniques I have learned from this program will enhance the learning experience for all. I look forward to implementing all of the strategies I have learned to empower those that enter my classroom. Teachers have the power to inspire their students. I absolutely believe that my professors at APU have inspired me in more ways than one. Tim Holder, Lance Martin, Mark Round, and Matt Hickson have done just that. They have so much knowledge to offer. They introduced technologies that will forever change the ways of doing things with my students. I will never be able to thank them enough for that. Azusa Pacific University has made a difference in my life and its future. I will always appreciate what they have done for me and my career. Thank you, APU.